Hello everyone, welcome to my new video in my Mathematics Essential series. I'm going to continue proving trigonometric identities, and in this video I will prove identities 8 and 9. Okay, that the cosine of the sum of pi over 2 and theta is equal to the negative sine of the angle theta, and the sine of the sum of pi over 2 and theta is equal to the cosine of theta. Okay. Now, let's write out what we are going to prove. So we'll prove trigonometric identity 8 first. So the cosine of pi over 2 plus theta is equal to the sine of theta, okay? I like to read this as the cosine of pi over 2 plus some angle equals the sine of that angle. And why I read it that way will perhaps not be apparent in this video, but in future videos it will be. Okay, so I'll prove this one first. This is trigonometric identity number 8. Let's write proof. Okay, now what we will do is we will apply one of the previous identities we have. In particular, we will apply 10. Okay, that's one of the sum formulae. The cosine of theta plus phi equals the expression on the right-hand side. And what we will do is take theta equal to phi. So I will write what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to write identity to cut down on writing and leave out trigonometric. So from identity 10, okay, we have that the cosine of the sum of any two angles, let's say theta and phi, okay, is equal to the cosine of theta times the cosine of phi minus the sine of theta times the sine of phi. Now setting phi equal to pi over 2 gives the following. So now we're just going to set phi equal to pi over 2. Okay, the cosine of theta plus pi over 2 equals the cosine of theta times the cosine of phi, but we have set phi equal to pi over 2, minus the sine of theta times the sine of phi, where phi is pi over 2. Okay, and this is equal to the cosine of theta. Well, the cosine of pi over 2 equals 0. Okay, and the sine of pi over 2 equals 1. Okay, this is easy to see from a unit circle. So this is really just the cosine of theta multiplied by 0 minus the sine of theta multiplied by 1. Okay, so this term here vanishes because it's being multiplied by 0. So we just have negative sine of theta times 1. And of course, we don't have to write the 1. And that is the left-hand side of this identity, which I wrote incorrectly. It should be the cosine of pi over 2 plus theta equals negative the sine of theta. And just to alleviate any doubts, that's what we have on our list. So we can cross that one out. And it should really be the proof that alleviates the doubts, not the list. But let's go ahead and cross out number 8. Okay, now let's prove trigonometric identity 9. Okay, and to prove 9, we will just apply 11. And it will be similar to what we have just done. And we will set phi equal to pi over 2 in this proof. Okay, so I'll scroll down. Let's write down what we are proving. We are proving that the sine of pi over 2 plus theta is equal to the cosine of theta. Okay, let's start the proof. All right, apply trigonometric identity. (11), which is one of the sum formulae. I'll write out trigonometric identity 11 so you can see the substitution. Okay, we have the sine of theta plus phi is equal to the sine of theta times the cosine of phi plus the cosine of theta times the sine of phi. Setting phi equal to pi over 2 gives, all right, so now we're just substituting pi over 2 in for phi, and we have the sine of theta plus pi over 2 equals the sine of theta times the cosine of pi over 2, which we know is 0, plus the cosine of theta times the sine of pi over 2. So just as in the previous proof, this factor, the cosine of pi over 2, is 0, and this factor, the sine of pi over 2, is 1. So the first term vanishes, and we are left with sine of theta times 0. So I'll just write that to show that that term vanishes, okay? And the cosine of theta times 1, all right? So this just leaves us with this term times 1, and no need to write the factor of 1. We are just left with the cosine of theta. Okay, so this proves trigonometric identity number 9, I think. And this proves trigonometric identity number 8. So let's go back up to our proof. Yes, 8 and 9 have been proven. So let's cross 9 off of our list. Okay. So 7 down, and that leaves 12 identities left to prove. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like or share. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. And if you would like a notification when I upload a new video, just subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye for now.